friends? It's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. I don't know what I almost said. It is the 17th, Wednesday, June 17th. Wow, I cannot believe I've been out of school for 3 weeks. That's crazy. Summer's going too fast. I say that every year. Is it? Yeah, it is 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. Slow down. Okay, so I overslept the Portugal match. So I will try to watch that after the other 3 matches today. Actually, there's 2 more because the England game just ended. I did watch that. England, Croatia, I had predicted 3-2. I forgot to tell you guys my predictions yesterday. I'll go over those in a minute. I predicted 3-2, and it was that way until the 85th minute when Marcus Rashford scored and made it 4-2 for England. Harry Kane from Bayern Munich, which means Bayern Munich has scored 2 more goals. What a man. What a man. I love that man. Like, seriously, as a person, he is, from all reports that I've read, a really good family man. I love seeing pictures of him with his family, with his wife, his children. He scored 2 goals. The first was a penalty. He missed the first penalty, but the goalkeeper was off the line, so it had to be retaken, and he scored that retake, so thank goodness for that. In the 36th minute, Buturina from Croatia scored and made it 1-1. In the 42nd minute, Kane was like, oh no, we're coming back. And England was ahead 2-1. In the very last seconds of added extra time in the first half, literally 45 minutes plus 5, Musa scored for Croatia. And it was 2-2 headed into halftime. Luckily, within the first 90 seconds of coming back from halftime, Jude Bellingham, hey Jude, scored for England, making it 3-2, and it stayed that way for almost 40 minutes when Marcus Rashford scored for England. And it was a great game. No cards were given, another low card game. I do know from looking at the score and the stats from Portugal's game, that was not the case. 4 yellow cards in that match. Portugal versus Congo. I had predicted 5-0. It ended 1-1. Cristiano Ronaldo, did not score. So, while other major players like Harry Kane, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Erling Haaland have all stepped up, scored at least 2 goals each, Ronaldo didn't score any, which is disappointing. And I'm really actually quite surprised by the outcome of that match. Oh my gosh, I didn't even bring projects over to show you guys. I will reset in a minute and bring those over. During the England match, it was hard to take my eyes off the screen, so I managed 28 stitches on afternoon in Paris. I need 75, so I still need to do about 50 more. And there is no way I'm going to finish all of yesterday's stitches before the deadline in 5.5 hours. It's just not going to happen. I spend too much time watching the screen, which, you know, I'd rather experience the World Cup. So, anyway, let's see. Okay, so next up is Ghana versus Panama. I did a 2-0 predicted win for Ghana. And then the final match of the day is Uzbekistan versus Colombia, and I went 3-0 for Colombia. So far I've predicted 1 correct winner today. Last night I worked on the blanket. Oh, jeez, Louise, it's over there. I needed to add 3 rounds. So here's what we're looking like now. And you can see now it's more colorful. This, I am using Red Heart Super Saver stripes in the color Retro Stripe. So I'm really enjoying this. I think it looks so cool. This is the 6-day Superstar blanket, I believe. I don't think it's the 6-day star blanket. I think it is the Superstar blanket, but I could be wrong. It's the crochet along that is currently being hosted from Betty McKnits. I don't know. You can see Lily over here. Look at her. Just, oh, my cup's in the way. Oh, I dropped some pills. Woke her up. She's giving me the eye. Like, Mom, what are you doing? Hey, Beanie. Do not talk to me, woman. Taking a nap here. Okay, anyway. I'm going to go get the projects so I can show them to you. Then I need to get back to stitching because I am so far behind. I have been updating this board after every match, but I'm going to wait until the end of today to update it just because it takes so long and I really need to buckle down and try to get these stitches in. So anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I had actually pulled these out of the tub already. Yesterday, I spent some time reorganizing the tubs. Oh my gosh. First of all, I don't know how I managed to fit all the projects in there to begin with because they are not all fitting back. And second of all, I am so far behind on Worry Worms. We are about to lap with it. It is what it is. Okay, let's start with England versus Croatia. I know it's the second match, but it was the one I watched so far today. So England, I gave one of my favorite yarn colors to. I don't know why, but I really love this Dusty Rose. Their project is the Union Jack Quaker from Vivian Powers. And I am making this for my nephew. And, oops. Although I should probably verify with my sister that he would still want this because he is being bullied at his school. They live in England. And so he has completely fallen out of love with England. I'm hoping he is about to finish primary school and go on to secondary school next year. And apparently a lot of schools feed into this secondary school. And so I'm really hoping that he is able to make friends. When they first moved to England, he was at a school where he had a really good close friend group, but then they moved to a small village and like it's a place where not many outsiders move to, and unfortunately he's been bullied and made fun of, and he's really struggling there. So in his 11-year-old mind, that just makes, and I understand this because that happened to me when we moved to Africa, and I am not a fan of Africa because of it. I was bullied really badly, and amongst other traumatic things. But so when other people talk to me about like, oh, you had such a great life experience, you got to grow up overseas, see the world. For me, it was trauma. It was not a great experience. And I hope that that is not the situation for my nephew because I don't think they have any plans of moving. Well, my sister's husband is from Germany. I don't think they have plans of moving back to Germany. And I don't think they have plans of moving to America. So I hope that, he makes some good friends. He's such a sweet boy. Anyways, this is where I'm at on it. So I do love working on this. And it will get 100 stitches. So I will work over here in this motif. Each of those motifs is way more stitches than I would have expected. I mean, seriously, like 300. Okay, so put that away. And then Croatia scored 2. So their project will get 50 stitches. They are this nice dark blue. Just trying to get that wound back up. What did I assign to Croatia? See, this is like okay, it's Castle Homecoming. See, this is a mystery for you guys and me. Because I did these assignments so long ago, I don't remember. Castle Homecoming from Frosted Pumpkin. And here is where I am at on that. So, a ton left to do. But it is such a cute pattern. Okay. Portugal versus Congo. Oops. Need to put that back in the Croatia bag. Okay, so Congo, when I was pulling out their projects last night, I think I realized that I hadn't given them a yarn. So I pulled out this nice light purple. So this is the one other yarn that I will use for worry worms. It's not my preference, as I feel like you can see the strands more than on the Caron Simply Soft, but it was on clearance for $3, so I bought it. And this color is called Lavender. So Congo's is a new start, actually, and it's one that I've been wanting to do for seriously about 10 years. I bought this pattern about 10 years ago, and you can see here I've marked where I need to start. I was testing up top a pin for gridding, and this is 25 count Lugana, I believe. And the project is Chair. I don't remember who the artist is. It was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, but I've had this pattern seriously for so long. I think like 10 years. But I went off of full coverages for a while back when the new DMC colors came out, like shortly after that, and there was the big whole thing with Michelle not charting the patterns with the proper like hex code or something like that, and it made me afraid of all of my Heaven and Earth Design projects, and so I just stopped doing full coverage. But I've been missing full coverage, so I decided to jump back in on that and go with this one. Well, I mean, amongst the many others that you guys have seen me start lately. Okay, so Portugal's project. Oh, I gave them such a beautiful yarn color, considering I do not desire them to win. Look at that. I think this is also one of my new Caron Simply Softs. Again, I got like maybe like 6 colors at one time. And the cross stitch I chose for them is Persephone from Mirabilia. And I am working at this top motif up here, the like wallpaper design. And I am almost done with that, where I can go down and start working on her head. I think I'm doing some back stitching actually. So here's what I've done So you can see I've done the back stitching over there, but I'm still working on it over here. So I'll probably do 25 stitches worth on that. But yeah. Okay, I think that's it. I need to get back to stitching so I can try to finish at least a couple games from yesterday to get full points on those. But yeah, that's all for now. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey friends. Okay, I'm gonna go quick because I've got about 2 hours left to do all those stitches. It's not gonna happen. I need to accept that, but you know, we live to dream. So, Ghana versus Panama. I honestly do not have much to say about this match, as I found it was kind of boring. Okay, it was legitimately kind of boring. Ghana did not have a single shot on, not just shot on goal. They didn't have a single shot in the first half. Okay, that's no bueno. And yeah, I was kind of bored. And I don't say that about soccer a lot. But let's see. 5 minutes into the added extra time, Yeren Kai managed to score for Ghana. I thought a 0-0 draw would have been the fairest result, to be honest. To be completely honest. I thought that would have been the fairest result. When there was originally only meant to be 6 minutes of added extra time, but like literally it was basically over, but you had to restart the game. There was still like another minute to be played, and Panama sent everyone forward. Okay, when they went to kick off, it was a red wall along the line to immediately go run into Ghana's half. Every single player except the goalkeeper was on that line. Every defender, everybody. And then they won a free kick in a somewhat dangerous position, and the goalkeeper was up there. And I've seen Neuer do that a couple of times, and usually it doesn't result in a goal. And unfortunately, it didn't result in a goal this time, but he almost scored. Like, he legitimately almost scored that goal. It was incredible. And then, like, the Ghanaian goalkeeper got accidentally stepped on, and the Panama player got a yellow card for that. But another Ghana player pushed that player, and I thought that player should have gotten a yellow card too, because you can't just start shoving people because you're mad at them. And then there was like a brawl with like all the players on the pitch, and the linesman even had to come and make them stop. Like, the referee plus the linesman were both on the pitch being like, knock it off, you guys. So anyway, it says mood at halftime, like at full time. It's very sad, average, good, very good. Where's just like, well, I guess meh is average. So I go match rating 1, because it was boring. I mean, maybe I should give it a 2, but we're going with 1. Okay, so Home Alone in one line memory board. Okay, normally I'm nicer in my recaps than that. So, I mean, that makes 2 games that I predicted the winner, but again, I would have rather have not gotten this prediction correct, because I didn't think Ghana deserved it. I didn't think Panama deserved it necessarily either, although they had a better first half. But I thought neither of them deserved a win, so I would have been most happy with a draw. But it is what it is. You don't get what you want most times in sports. So far, we're looking like only 4 yellows today. So we'll see how this no, gosh, I always do this. I went the wrong direction. So we're looking like, okay, yep, 7 yellows today. It's a bit, Uzbekistan versus Colombia. There is a Bayern Munich player playing in this game, so we could see more Bayern stitching being required. We will see about that. Let me show you the projects for Ghana versus Panama. I am sad I don't get to work on Panamas. Okay, this is their yarn. This is another big twist. I can tell because of, let me see if this one is big twist. It is more variegated. Okay, so this is Ghana's. I'm just want to show you guys the difference, okay? You can see how it looks much smoother. Okay, I'm gonna hold them up together so you can see more of the twist in Big Twist. Yeah, so I prefer Karen Simply Soft, but it's not such a huge difference that I won't work with. This one. Isn't this a fun color? I am glad I get to do one worry worm from this eventually. Maybe. So far behind on worms. Like, okay, what really made it the problem is when America has scored all those goals. And we haven't even got to Germany and their goal scoring. Okay, so it is Police Santa. I am making this for my husband. So unfortunately, it does not get any stitches today. And I have it in this pretty, yeah, I've just been working on black. I haven't actually worked on it in a little while because I could not find the, you could use this side too. And then you've got like all the magnets all around. I could not find the project bag for a little while and then it showed up. So that is Panama. It will get put away because it's not getting any stitches. The project for Ghana is, and I already showed you their yarn, my map of Gondor and Rohan. Here's what it looks like. This is one where only the dark brown color is what is stitched. And so it will get 25 stitches. And this one is generally pretty quick to work on. Let's see. So I'm not going to take it out of the frame, but to give you an idea, here is where I'm at. So I really like working on this one. Okay. I think that's all. I'm gonna start stitching for Argentina's goals. They had 3 goals, so that's 75 stitches. And then I will try working for Austria versus Jordan. That's the one I think it's gonna make it that I don't make it. I think it's just too many stitches for me to manage to accomplish in 2 hours. But we will see. I'll give it my best shot. And you never know. Miracles can happen. In part, it depends on the projects I assigned them, and I honestly don't even remember, even though we only just talked about them yesterday. I don't remember. And it might also depend on when my husband gets home from the school board meeting. So I'm going to go. I'll talk to you later. The players are in the tunnel, so time to start. Bye. Hey, friends. Okay, it's like 12:30. After the match ended, Uzbekistan versus Colombia. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm not feeling good. I think my medicine is not happy. But anyways, some days the metformin just affects me more than others. And it's made me feel nauseous for the last 4 hours, I think. Anyway, that's entirely beside the point. I just I was feeling suddenly very nauseous. Anyway, when the match ended, my husband and I went to go run a few errands. One of my friends, one of my church friends, has a ton of chickens, and she and her husband had gone on vacation, and the kids had collected the eggs, and they had 280 eggs, or maybe it was 320. Yeah, it was 320. They had a lot of eggs. And so we went and bought, and she was selling them for $5 a dozen. So we went and bought 3 dozen eggs because my husband loves farm fresh eggs. I cannot stand eggs. It is a multifaceted thing. The smell of them, cooked eggs. I'm not talking about eggs in a cake or whatever. But scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, any kind of eggs like that. It's a texture thing. It's a smell thing. I just don't like it. And so, but my husband does. He loves them. And so we went out to where she lives and got those. And then we went to the grocery store because I was out of milk and I needed more of the plain Greek yogurt for my Jell-O fixation that I can't get enough of. And what else? I need to go check the package because I think it's lactose free, but if it's not lactose free, then I need to find a lactose free one because that could be giving me the upset stomach. I am lactose intolerant, and usually it just results in me feeling nauseous. Yeah, that's usually my body's reaction to having too much milk. Hazy, what are you eating? Haze. She just looks at me and chomps louder. Hazy baby, what's in your mouth? Whatever it is, she swallowed it. That girl is so funny. I love you. I love you. She's got big eyes. We have her listed on the rehoming website, and no one contacts us about her, and I just don't understand because she's the cutest. Come here, Hazy. Come here. Come here. Hazinators. Hazy baby. Hazy deliciousness. I don't know how they always become deliciousnesses. Okay, come on. Why are you being stubborn? Why are you being so stubborn? Got her. I got her. Okay, look at her. Come on. Tell me she's not so super cute with those big eyes. Can't you look at your eyes? Look at your own eyes. Mom, I don't like this. Anyway, the longer people are not interested in her, the longer I get to keep her. So I view it as a win. Yeah. I love you. Once we rehome her, we will be in the single digits. If you wonder how many we have. So that is why, as much as I love my babies, my little babies, I can't keep them all. And we had never intended to keep her litter as long as we did. It's just, I had started working again, and I was really struggling with adapting to that, and then I got pancreatitis, and it took me a long time to fully recover from that. And I'm always constantly drained. So, yeah. Yes, you are so cute. Oh, Hazy. She's upset. I took her from her bed. goodness. Hazy girl. She's also got this weird thing where, like, her color very abruptly changes, okay? She's, like, tan colored up here, and then, like, right here, it changes. Can you see that? It's so weird. It's so weird. Well, you're a good girl, though. Oh, look at her. She's just so cuddled. Anyways, you guys didn't come to hear about this. Why I always have that in the frame by accident. Okay, Hazenators. Can we sit? Okay. Yeah, we'll sit while mommy talks for a bit. Okay, so Uzbekistan versus Colombia. Oh, so then we went to the grocery store because I needed those things. And then when we got home, I had to put away all the groceries. I had to make room for 3 dozen eggs in the fridge. Plus, my husband decided to buy some lemonade. So I had to make room for a whole other container that's large. It's a thing. If I didn't have so many other things in the fridge, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But, yep, that's right. So then I came home and just put that all away, and I was watching Crafty Jamie, her newest video. I'm really enjoying her videos lately. If you're not checking her out, you should. They're usually less than 30 minutes. I like her projects. She does a lot of full coverage, and she's currently every week she has a different theme challenge that she's doing. So like this upcoming week, she's going to be doing dragon projects. And so in next week's update, it will all be the dragon projects that she worked on during the week. So yeah, I really like her channel. Anyway, so I don't know why I was telling you guys all that, but probably because why didn't I do the update yet? Okay, so I predicted a 3-0 game. It ended 3-1, and it was tied for a whole 5 minutes so in minute 41, Munoz from Colombia finally broke through Uzbekistan's defense and whatever and scored the first goal. Then so it went into halftime 0-1. In minute 60, Fazuliev from Uzbekistan scored. In minute 65, Luis Diaz from Bayern Munich scored and made it 2-1 for Colombia. And there were large parts of the game after that where I was waiting for Uzbekistan to score again. Like, I thought it would have been really quite nice if it had ended 2-2. And yeah, it was 9 minutes into, so the game's basically over. Uzbekistan is trying their best. And there were times, just if they were more clinical on their finishing, they could have gotten it done. Colombia was not as good as the 3-1 scoreline would indicate. 2-1 probably would have been fair. 3-1 makes it seem like they were more dominant than they were. But anyways, 9 minutes into added extra time, Campas, I don't know, scored the third goal for Colombia. So there was an interesting incident that took place, and that is a Uzbekistan player took out Luis Diaz, like tackled, like slid, and they tackled him, and either Luis Diaz or the Uzbekistan player named Kusanov, one of them took out the cameraman. Like, the guy was receiving treatment I don't know if he broke an ankle or leg or something, but he was down for a long time. Like, we went into halftime and he was still on the field, like on the sidelines receiving treatment. And they never updated us after that, after they came back. At least not that I heard. But yeah, I do wonder what happened to him. Anyway, so the game ended 3-1 for Columbia. So that means I correctly predicted the winners of 3 matches today. So I need to add 3 rounds on my blanket. I did manage to finish all of the stitching on time, you guys. Seriously, I had 5 minutes to spare. I might have even been like 4 minutes. It was cutting it so close. But let me show you what I did. So the last project I worked on, so it's on top, was Anytown Tiny Town, and I did 78 stitches. So here is where it's at now, and I'll tell you what I did. I filled in these windows. I did this line down. I did this one over here. I did, let's see, there was something like, this line closest to the door wasn't all the way filled in, so I did that too. So anyways, that's 78 stitches. So that is perfect. And if it had been a different project, probably wouldn't have finished it on time, but I was able to for that one. I needed to do 25 stitches on the log cabin sow, and I did exactly 25 stitches because I was in such a time crunch. I had 1 hour to get both of those projects not only stitched, but I had to do the photos and posting both the befores and the afters for both of them, and so that's part of why I was so nervous about it. But I did the white color in here. And then the first project that I worked on was ABCs of cross stitch, and I needed 75 stitches as well. Yeah. So what I did was the top row here, then the second row, and I did the first leg and then the second leg on 4, and that gave me the exact number of stitches I needed. And because I knew I was in such a time crunch, I did not go over at all. But once again, I am so loving this project. And that's what I worked on. Okay. I will show you the projects for Uzbekistan and Colombia, and then you guys will have seen all of the projects. So then in the future, I won't show you the projects that receive 0 stitches because it's 0 goals. I'll just show you the projects that probably, I don't know, I might change my mind about that. So I'll just stop talking. Okay. Uzbekistan is Cross Stitch Studios 2026 Mystery Sal. And I actually need to go on the Facebook group and download more parts of this because I don't have them all downloaded. But I'm still working on part 1, so as long as I do it before the sal ends and the group closes, I should be okay. So here is where I am starting out at. So this is part of a tree. And right now I'm really enjoying the typewriter method, so I'll probably continue with something like that. I've been watching Anne from Max Color Stitcher, and she does the typewriter method. And I've also been watching Jen, not the caffeinated stitcher, the other Jen. 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 Oh my gosh. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. I'm in her Facebook group. She's doing an Alice in Wonderland Sal. that she's hosting from Owl Tree Embroideries. I'm looking on YouTube, okay? I know I should let things go, but I just can't. Jen Stitching Corner. Of course. Anyways, I love following her Vlogmases, but I just love her videos. So if you're not following her, check her out too. Anyway. She also does the typewriter method, but she's wanting more page finishes, so she's changing some of her projects over for page finishes from the typewriter method. But anyways, I'm doing the opposite. I'm changing to the typewriter method on a lot of things. Anyways, so that is Becca Stands, and it will get a whole 25 stitches. Okay. Columbia. Oh my gosh. Oh. I was like, I didn't have a yarn in theirs either, you guys. So I pulled this one out. I feel like it might be assigned to another country as well, but I don't know. So they will get one worry worm in this. Now, I know I am terribly behind on worry worms. Part of me is not so worried about that because at the tail end of this competition, there will be a lot of days that have less matches and a lot of days that have no matches, and that's when I plan on catching up on a lot of things. So I might I don't know. I might go through and write how many worry worms I owe things, but I might not. So I don't know. Okay, so Columbia's yarn. This is Columbia's yarn. It's more pink than, yeah, that's pretty true. I was gonna say more pink than orange. And what project? I think I gave them Christmas by the Letter by Lizzie Kate. This is what it will look like when it is done. And here is where I am at. So I have almost I have finished the word Mary. Oops. Just fold it so it's not see-through. Okay, I have finished the word Mary. And then down here, this is like a winter wonderland scene. So this is like a tiny little house, and then there's like a mount, like Snow Hill or something like that. So that's what I'm working on. And then the word Christmas is below. So Merry Christmas. And yeah, I quite enjoy working on this one. What I am thinking, I've been thinking about my future stitching plans. And I am thinking about abandoning almost all of my challenges after this competition. And because I've been enjoying how this is where like every country has a project and then I work on that project for so many stitches. And I've been thinking of taking the same concept and applying it to the Bundesliga, which I enjoy watching anyways. But assigning each club a project, which I kind of did already, but I was only taking like scores against Bayern. So instead, basing each week's stitching off of goals scored in the whole league, and I'll probably like decrease the amount of stitches, maybe to like 50 a goal or something like that. But I'm hoping that that this will give me a little bit more focus, and that I will be able to dedicate more time to each project and be able to start getting some finishes. So what I'm thinking about doing is like one club will have like lavender and lace, and I will select one lavender and lace project, maybe Leverkusen because they start with L. And so I'll assign, I don't know, Celtic Noel. And I will stitch on that every time they score goals. So each week, hopefully. And hey, Maggie May. And oh my gosh, I think Rosie's having a nightmare or a dream. Rosie Posey. She's making whimpers in her sleep. And yeah, and so when I finish that, I'll slot in another one. So several of the designers I'm thinking about doing that with is like Mirabilia, Charting Creations, Heaven and Earth Designs, Mill Hill. So some are smaller ones. I have several pedal pushers I'd love to get done. And if I assign one of them to a certain club and then I work on it, and when that one's done, I just slot in the next one. Frosted Pumpkin, Clouds Factory, Carolyn Manning, Lila's Studio, Tiny Towns. Hey, Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross, that was a no naughty girl. No naughty girl. Told you she's feral. She's jealous Meg's on my lap and not her. No. 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 Don't you growl at her, you know. Oh, jeez Louise. They all love me, what can I say? But anyways, so that's one of my thoughts. And then I'm also thinking I will, again, have a yellow card project and probably keep it to 10 cards, 10 stitches a yellow card, because I'll be looking at all the matches. And so instead of doing like temperature stitching and the various other things that I have set up right now, just doing that for the Bundesliga. And you know, when I get bored of it, I'll slot in a different challenge, maybe bring back the Monopoly one or Milestone Manor, which I love the concept of. I'm just stuck. And so, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So, anyways, let's go over tomorrow's predictions. Yes, I did show you guys that. Okay. Czechia versus South Africa. I predicted a Czechia win 3-1. I am hoping South Africa score so I can put some cross stitches on their project. Switzerland versus Bosnia Herzegovina. I'm just gonna say it how I say it. Okay. I predicted a Switzerland win 2-1. Yeah. Canada versus Qatar. I predicted a 2-1 win for Canada because I'd love for them to get their first World Cup win. Mexico versus Korea Republic. I went out on a limb here and did a 2-2 draw. So we'll see. It's rare for me to predict a draw, but there you go. So what I'm going to do now, I should be going to bed because the matches start at 9. But I want to try to watch Portugal's. Oh, look at that. I want to watch Portugal's match. And so I am going to try to work on some worry worms, actually. See if I can do US match. And then also I need to do the Switzerland and Qatar match. And then that will mean every country that is playing tomorrow, I will have finished their worry worms. But I'm trying to do the games in order, so that means I do have to start with the US's one. So I will be working on that. And also I'm going to do the 3 rounds on the blanket just because it's the only thing that I've stayed caught up on successfully. Well, and the cross stitches actually. So I want to stay caught up on this. So 3 rounds on here and we'll see where that takes us. So I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.